Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Fantastic Four Wedding Special Issue 1. And this was a kind of just cool little look at the kind of run-up to Ben and Alicia's wedding in the Fantastic Four series. And this one's broken up into pretty much, say, one big story, one medium story, and one just kind of small recap of a certain character. But overall, it was kind of a fun little issue to just kind of get you hyped up for the wedding. So the bigger story starts off first, and we see that Alicia and one of her friends, her kind of like normal friend, has decided to like throw her bachelorette party and invited kind of like some other kind of super people along, like Susan, Medusa, Crystal, and Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, and all that. And it's like, oh, that's kind of pretty cool. They just kind of wanted a normal kind of bachelorette party. And Johnny's just trying to he was trying to do something and then ran into a lot of them who are like his ex-girlfriends. He's like, oh God. Well, Ben's also there trying to get Sue to promise that no shenanigans will happen. I'm like, yeah, I mean, Sue's there. And granted, all the rest of them as well, but like Sue being in charge, if anything pops up, great hands there. So they go off and they got a chauffeur that's actually from Latveria. That was kind of an interesting one. And they go off to a superhero themed strip club. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. And one of the things that's popping up in my mind is like, Alicia's blind, and usually there's like no touching policies for these kinds of things. How is this going to kind of work out? But they actually had like an Iron Man stripper who had like like, what is it? Kind of like a suit that you could like pop parts off of, and that was part of the whole strip routine, which I thought was kind of an interesting thing. I'm like, how the hell is this going to work out? But they're doing that and having fun, and they hear rumbling, and we'd seen in the beginning that somebody was seeing that this was going down and kind of was pissed off about it. And we at first think that it's Mole Man. We see all these creatures attacking, but we see that it's Kala, who is like this Atlantean queen that's in love with Mole Man and is trying to win his affection this way. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. Of course, Jennifer hulks out and is pissed off because she's going to make it rain and all that. It was kind of interesting to see all these different kind of Marvel characters in this just bachelorette party strip club scenario. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then of course we get a Mole Man attack. Well, Kala dressed up in a Mole Man like outfit and taking most of his tech and creatures to attack them. But they're trying to get everything kind of set up. They're actually kind of a little bit on the back foot a little bit because nobody was really expecting this to happen. But as everything's going down, Mole Man appears and kind of puts a kibosh on everything and tells her this is obsession, not love, and to stop her from doing this. And he comes and he gives a gift to Alicia, and it's a bag full of diamonds. He's like, hey, I never thought I'd be worthy of love, and yet somebody loves me, and I wouldn't take that from anybody else. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Because Sue's like, whoa, 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 don't you like hate us? And then he gives his explanation, kind of goes off, and is like, wow, that's pretty cool. We then find out that it is the Latvian chauffeur's 30th anniversary with his wife, so they just kind of like, and he's of course working, so the bachelorette party then moves to having them have a good night and kind of take them home in the flying Fantastic Four car. I'm like, that was kind of weird. Not something I was expecting, but I kind of liked what was going on. And the art was pretty good. I kind of liked how the action scenes were flowing and all that, and it just seemed to fit the overall makeup of what we've been seeing throughout the Fantastic Four so far. We then shift over and we get this kind of smaller mid-story of Ben going off somewhere. It's like, oh, what's going on here? He says goodbye to Alicia, goes to the raft. He's like making his way in, and it's funny because there's this one villain, the Pulverizer, that's yelling like, I'll get you, Ben Grimm. He's like, hey, Pulverizer, how'd you do on your GED? He's like, yeah, I passed and everything. Now I'm doing my college degrees. Thanks for the help, Ben. And then he keeps yelling about how he'll get his revenge on Ben, and I really liked that moment. That just shows how good of a person Ben is, that yeah, he will fight you and he will stop you from committing a crime, but he will also help you to better yourself. I was like, okay. But we see that he's come to the raft to ask the puppet master's permission to marry Alicia. And we're like, okay, how is this going to go? But strangely enough, he says yes. But we know that he's able to make things to control people, and we see towards the end that Alicia used, well, it's used the puppet that she had made to make him say yes to this. It's like, wow. Now, granted, I understand that this is more kind of like to put Ben at ease more than anything. But it's like, wow, that's a big thing for Alicia to do. We'll have to see if there's any repercussions for that later on, or if that'll lead to any interesting character developments for her later on, or if this was just kind of like a one-time kind of thing that she was giving for Ben as a gift kind of thing. We then switch to the end where we see this kind of cool little thing, just giving us more of a rundown of the Puppet Master and his whole kind of spiel of how he kind of got to fighting the Fantastic Four and being more of a rogue to them. And it was kind of cool. I didn't know that much about the Puppet Master, and I really kind of liked that at the end to kind of just wrap that up and kind of give me more context of what's going on. And I don't know, probably lay some stuff going to the future of, I don't know, maybe having to deal with him if he's escaped from the raft, or they have to actually go and ask for his help because Alicia's gotten in trouble, which would be kind of an interesting scenario. But overall, this was a fun little kind of thing. It's not really important to what's going on with the wedding at the moment. It just gives a nice little character background and just kind of interesting scenario. So if you're like, I don't know if I really want this, this is more like an extra added value if you're really hyped up for Alicia and Ben to get married, more than anything really important at the moment, unless it becomes important later on. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.